I should have taken more chances and painted the vision for you on a canvas. I'm chasing the mission for you when you're thankless. It's funny you say that you love my ambition, so why you clamping so hard, make friction? Sick of rainy days, I wanna fly away. If pressure makes diamonds white to remind of grey. This path I'll trailblaze, I'll break bones for gains. I'm on my knees, I'll pray that all this pain will pay. Sick of rainy days, I wanna fly away. If pressure makes diamonds white to remind of grey. This path I'll trailblaze, I'll break bones for gains. I'm on my knees, I'll pray that all this pain will pay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Unofficial Podcast. That's an unreleased song. That's called Pressure. I was just playing a couple of tracks while I was cleaning up the stew, just prepping. Man, I feel like, I don't know, there's a lot that I feel, but there's not always a lot to say. Yeah, what an intro to a podcast. I guess like, where do I even start? I took the car to the mechanic today, spent $900. I think the gearbox needs new selectors, he said, which will be, who knows how much that would be to cost. Fix. Needs a new water pump, which is about $900, he said. New brakes, about $500. So I'm going to be about $3,000 in repairs and maintenance. Get it up to where you want it to be. Before we start spending any real money to beast it out, you know what I'm saying? And like, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. There's a lot of stress that I feel when it comes to having quote unquote big bills that hang over your head, and financial pressure, because I mean, I know eventually, right, I'm going to pay it off. Everything will be sweet. And who knows, in a year or two, I won't even like, apart from if I watch this video, I won't even remember what it was like or what it felt like or what happened. But I don't know, it doesn't really, I guess now that I say that, it does have an impact on how I feel. But in the moment when you really start thinking about it, and I don't know, I get really stressed out by money stuff, especially because like, well, not especially, just in general, when I'm working full time at a job that pays not amazingly, and I'm so blessed to be in the position that I am, like living with curious parents so I don't have to pay rent, which is great. They buy a lot of food, so I save a lot of money in that regard. I don't have to pay electricity or anything like that. So a lot of like my major expenses, like I'm blessed, you know what I mean? I work full time and a lot of that money just goes towards, you know, either this studio, this space, or like just other bills. Like it's been the car recently. And I feel like maybe some of the anxiety is because like I'm having to spend so much money just to be at this quote unquote square one that I imagine myself being at, or where I think I should be. Like it just seems like it's always one step forward, three steps back. Like I saved up some money for the car, borrowed some money to buy it. So I'm in debt in that regard. And then I need to pay thousands of dollars to get it fixed before I can even start paying it. Like before my mind can actually switch to just paying off the money that I borrowed to pay for it. And while like it's always going in the background and I am making payments to it, like it's not my sole focus, you know what I mean? I feel like if you have all of this fragmented focus, that's where a lot of anxiety comes from for me anyway. So like just a bit stressed about it, you know what I mean? And I feel like I know eventually it'll sort itself out, and like God willing, with the hard work that I continue to put in, and I know that I will put in, and the skills that I'll be able to earn and leverage into making a comfortable living, these kind of financial problems won't be a problem in the future. You know what I mean? If all, like, if I'm lucky enough for that to happen and I'm focused enough and I can do all the things that I need to do. But yeah, that's just where I'm at right now. I guess that's what's really occupying my mind at this moment, because it's just happened and it's happening right now. But this last weekend, we just had like the second quote unquote release party. I didn't actually release anything this time. It was more of a get together with a bunch of friends. They came over to our place. We partied, played music. Myself, MN Capo, Cam Crest, RJ, we all performed. Tigar was supposed to, but he couldn't make it. So he's dealing with a bunch of stuff. Man, it was a really great night. I feel so lucky to have so many people around me who just are willing to show up in their most authentic way and to just spread positive energy. You know what I mean? And to give to everyone. I feel like that's really important. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the only one who's, I'm sure, going through stressful things in their lives. And, you know, those moments where you can come together and just experience something and have a good time, really important. Like, I think, I can't remember if Capo was the one to say this or just everyone in general, man. Like, it's so important to do this kind of stuff to stay motivated and to stay, like, hungry, but most importantly, like, just, I think that comes from gratitude. Like, if you focus on what you have and what the good that's in your life, you're more likely to bring more of it. But yeah, that's just what I'm feeling right now. It's a bit upsetting that I'm upset because I feel like so much good stuff has happened. Like, I've had so many party days, if you know, you know. Like, bro, 5 out of 7 days last week were party emoji days. And for those who don't know, I log everything in my calendar, everything that I do. And the emoji corresponds to what kind of feeling I associate with the day, or like how well it went. And a party emoji is the best feeling, like of gratitude and celebration, I suppose, of the day, and that I had a good time. So I mean, right now I don't feel amazing, and you know, that's okay. That happens. You got to have the bad days to have the good ones. And I'm glad that I've had a lot of good ones recently. You know, there's always ups and downs though, and I try really hard to tell myself that you know, cherish the ups and embrace the downs, but it's still really hard. You know what I mean? Like, all of this advice and motivation and passion and positive energy doesn't make it hurt any less when it hurts. And I guess that's kind of the point of it, right? But I don't know, for some reason there's some kind of implied nature that as you grow, the pain gets easier to tolerate, or you just get better at dealing with it or coping with it, or you learn tools so that you can move through it faster and quicker and easier. And I guess that is happening on some level, but that doesn't mean you're not going to experience anxiety or pain or fear or sad for at least a period of time. You know what I mean? During your day. Because I've been seeing this come up on my Instagram a lot recently. Um I mean, if you're really into the business space online, like Alex Hormozy is someone you probably really heard of, but his wife Layla Hormozy, she's been posting this a lot recently. It's like you had a bad 15 minutes today, but you decided to dwell on that, and that's why it became a bad day. Like I butchered that, but it essentially narrows or like focuses on the fact that you didn't have a bad day, you had a bad 15 minutes and you decided to dwell on it and make it bigger than it is. And like often the things that we go through and struggle with aren't as bad as we make them out to be, and oftentimes we make them worse by ruminating, by um spiraling on the idea and making it worse in our minds and thinking about the worst possible scenario. When if we could just separate ourselves a little bit emotionally and I guess be patient, because in Alex Hormozy, Layla's husband, in his philosophy, his definition of patience is just figuring out something to do in the meantime. So if you're patient with your pain and you just figure out something to do in the meantime, kind of distract yourself, things just tend to work themselves out as long as what you're distracting yourself with are actions that are going to take you closer towards your goals rather than further away. And it's an important distinction to make, I think, because like I know definitely for me, and like I've been doing that, I'm noticing recently, which is something I'm worried about for the next couple of weeks, maybe, which we'll get into in a second. But when I feel negative emotional pain or uncomfortability, like there's productive things that I can do with that energy, and there's probably unproductive things that I can do with that energy. And I have a habit right now of doing more unproductive things with it, like distraction through watching YouTube or scrolling on Instagram, or mainly those two things. But like when I could be writing a song or scripting a video, or, you know, using that energy to express how I feel rather than kind of distract myself from it. Because I mean, I guess like if you're willing to sit with it and process it in whatever way feels um right for you, you're gonna end up getting through it faster, and you're probably gonna learn the lesson that you're meant to learn sooner, and you won't have to struggle or feel as much pain. But I don't know, I guess that's a thing that I've been struggling with recently that I've noticed. And I guess being in this job has highlighted that to me, because I have so much extra mental bandwidth, I can get quite bored. And sometimes I choose to write a song or script a video or talk to ChatGPT about my brand mission or what I'm trying to do as an artist or who I'm trying to help or what this song or marketing angle is, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of time that I don't feel like doing that, and I end up, you know, watching YouTube or something else, and it's not the most productive use of my time. And I don't really know what to do about it. Like obviously, I guess that's probably the wrong thing to say. Or not really what I meant, but I mean, I'm a big believer in doing things when you don't feel like it. But then there's also a part of me that's like, if you continually force yourself past the point of you actually wanting to do it, there is like a uh a point of diminishing returns where, you know, if you work for a sustained period of time, at some point your productivity is going to taper off um past a certain point, right? And it's just trying to figure out when to push and when to take a break. And I guess the whole reason for this conversation is that I feel like I'm a little bit out of balance with that. I could potentially be pushing a little bit more in those specific areas of my life. I feel like I still do quite a good job, and I still am quite productive. Uh, I do more than nothing, which is a good start. And there's always more you could be doing. But yeah, I guess like moving forward as well, like I said, for the next couple of weeks, Kira is going to be away. And for me, and I'm sure there's some other people who've experienced this, like when and I mean, it's been the case for my other relationships as well. When I'm by myself, I tend to just like sprawl out in into all the empty space that I now have that is held down by a relationship. Like a relationship gives me a lot of routine, you know what I mean? Like their needs and requirements force, quote unquote, me to behave in particular ways. Like if you're with someone, you want to spend time with them. So I usually like to be out of the studio by 9 p.m. So I have an hour or two before I have to go to bed each night. I have to get up at a certain time in the morning because that's naturally when she gets up. And I don't get caught scrolling on my phone because she wants to get up and make breakfast. You know what I mean? Like there are certain parts, and those parts specifically for me, that a relationship helps me through a routine, consistently. And when I don't have, when I don't have someone there to enforce those boundaries, whether it's out of like, I don't see you enough, we need to spend more time together, or like whether it's coming from her or whether it's coming from me. If she's not there, I'm more likely to go out of routine. And when I do go out of a routine like that, like I'll head home. Maybe I'll go home at the same time, but instead of talking to Kira, she won't be there. So I'll be on my phone. You know, I could be reading, I could be, I don't know, working a bit more. I could be, maybe I do choose to watch YouTube for a little bit, but when I go to bed, I might still be scrolling on my phone when I'm supposed to be sleeping, or just like screens too close to bedtime so I don't sleep as well. And it just kind of snowballs. Then I don't eat as well the next day. Then I don't sleep. And then it kind of snowballs to the point where it's pretty bad. And then at some point, I kind of fix it for myself. And that's like kind of an adjustment period that I notice that I always go through. And I'm kind of expecting this time. And I guess I can be a little bit more proactive with it and plan kind of the things that I'll need to do to kind of keep doing what I'm already doing. So there's that stuff to think about, which is interesting. We just went to Sushi Train and we were talking about like just that simple fact, and that when routine changes, you have an opportunity to build new habits, because you kind of like, I'll still be in the same place, I'll still be here, I'll still be at work, I'll still be at home, but without her there, there'll be a lot more space and a lot more time, and I'll need to be intentional with how I'm spending that. Otherwise, if that's filled with distraction and potentially unhealthy habits, once they're in, it's like a cancer, man. It grows and it gets worse over time. And soon, like when I'm being like, if it starts at scrolling on my phone at night before I go to bed, instead of, I would be talking to Kira and not be on my phone. I'll be able to sleep better. I'll be scrolling, then the next morning I'll be more likely to go onto my phone because it's a habit, and then it'll continue throughout the day. And then maybe when I'm at the studio and I'm usually working, I'll be on my phone more, distracted more, just like more mentally drained, so I won't be as productive. And I'll feel bad about that, so I'll end up distracting myself more, and it's just this negative cycle, man, that I mean, I hope I don't fall into. And now that I feel like I'm vocalizing this kind of stuff, I'm less likely. Because I'll be able to catch myself more because I'm more aware of it coming. But yeah, but I'm starting to realize, man, like these podcasts, vlogs, blogs, just rant sessions for me. Like I get to vent, which is, I mean, it's very therapeutic, and it's not something that I really ever get the opportunity to do. Like I think thoughts in my head, but I don't know. Like I feel like everyone experiences this to some degree. The voice in your head is not you, and oftentimes, like when you speak things, they become more real. And I feel like I associate more and put more weight on the words that I say over the words that I think, depending, of course, because you can have some pretty strong thoughts, but yeah. I guess that's why you need to be careful with what you say as well. Like, what do they say? What does God say in the Bible? You're speaking, it becomes. Like, first was the word or something like that. I don't know. We live in a vibrational reality. Like, everything has a frequency, so they say. And just speaking, like you're vibrating air molecules in the air. That's got to have an impact on something, right? Anyway, all that to say is I think what you say is really important, and try to be intentional with that. Man, it's just all about intention. Because if nothing else, your thoughts are a vibration as well. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to vent. I made a couple of cool songs on the weekend because Ryan was down, Cam was down. Cam came to the studio for a couple of hours. RJ and I made a couple of songs. Let's play some tracks, man. Let's play some unreleased stuff. You heard Pressure. That was with me in verse. That's a dope song. That's an older song that we've had in the vault for ages that I've really only polished as of recent times, and it sounded really good. So we'll probably end up releasing that at some point in the near future. But let's just talk about the stuff RJ and I made. So we kind of worked on 3 songs this weekend. This one, just realized his name isn't on this. Shout out at RJ_MC. That's his Instagram if you want to go check it out. This song's called Life's Been Good. I made this beat ages ago, but we made this track. I wrote this and I showed RJ and he wrote it on it.
Life's been good.
And the first version there's something about it. Anyway, we re-recorded it this weekend and it sounds dope now.
Far Cry 3. I fire like contributing to the dark vibes, did a highlight, flying like a moth into the limelight. All I see is green, obsessing every time slice. Gotta fly by, I wanna bright side. Every single second feeling fine, I gotta make the most of it, cruising every skyline. 7 times I skydive, falling through the night sky. Open up a parachute, I'm landing on a high rise.
Crazy flows.
A couple properties, like I want a lot of bread. Couple in the bank, I've been stuck in this economy. Back it up properly, piggy bank, pottery. Feature me to thank, what I'm chasing means a lot to me. 100 acres, go back to my roots, back to nature, the source of my truth. Few kids with a farm, take the case, I age to the stew with a booth. I real estate with a sandstone spa, looking down on a field so vast. First class tickets to a one-man show, pay for the land, no cash, no loan. If the rich are getting rich, you gotta get on that boat. Time don't stop and the window will close. My wrist froze, better wash my tone. I can't risk road cause I'm on my own. Settle the sellouts who selling their souls. I pop my head out to see where they go. Run up the numbers as soon as I know that they run out of angles, they coming in droves. They coming in droves, run up the numbers as soon as I know that they run out of angles, they coming in droves. Life's been good for the past few weeks. I've been full of energy, I don't pass on sleep. I make opportunity, they don't pass on me. Definition of insanity is Far Cry 3. Life's been good for the past few weeks. I've been full of energy, I don't pass on sleep. I make opportunity, they don't pass on me. Definition of insanity is Far Cry 3.
Setting my head and my goals, stepping ahead with the poles. Survival and I will evolve. Time eventually will hold all the weight. What do I say? Putting my faith in my music and now I've been up and away. Yeah, time don't wait. Life's been good for the past few years. Helped me grow and a few of my peers. Pushed me to pass through the pressure I speak. Pressure from diamond and I'm at a peak. And I'm picking apart all the perks that I plays. And I'm knowing the knowledge will just set you free. And I'm freeing up fiction, the feeling of sticking. I'm frequently fixing the slips that I see. Please, honor the way that I achieve. Under the way that I believe. Front of the way like a sea breeze. Breeze on the beat to my CD to a DC. Better deep heat, need a deep breathe. Better breathe deep, cause we speak heaps. Never deceive when I relive life. Run around the property and on a monopoly. I gathered in the forestry, escaping all monotony. I wanna do it properly, I manifest the prophecy. I'm pondering my odyssey, part of my prodigy. Rap flow anomaly, a future me to think. What I'm chasing means a lot to me. I'm never gonna stop until I got the fullest cup of seed. Days in the bank, and now it's mean a lot to me. And life's been good.
Life's been good for the past few weeks. I've been full of energy, I don't pass on.
So that one's pretty good. As I'm listening to that now, actually, I'll show you guys this as well. I hear a few mixed notes. See, this is my flow state track tracker. This is just where I keep track of all my unreleased demos and stuff. Life's been good. So I think the mix on RJ's vocals could be improved. Yeah. Because I think because of the tone he has, it's quite like yeah. It's just not a tone of a vocal that I'm familiar with mixing. So it'll probably take me a little while to get right. But that's a dope track. A lot of crazy bars in there that I can break down at a later date. We also made this track. Actually, I'll play this one after. Because we've got... we did that one. Yeah, with T-Gar. So T-Gar came... I do sessions with him about once a month. The studio, and this is just one of the tracks that he laid down. He just had a hook on a YouTube beat, and I remade the beat into this, and this is his hook. And on the weekend, I don't know, we just sat down. I wrote a little 16. He wrote a 16, and we made this. Hard.
Since you're young, get surrounded by sheep. Fuck me, not from New Zealand. Smoking on none of that green. Puff weed, comfortably breathing. Challenges constantly run, please. Shooting my demons. On these beats of my dreams. If I can picture it, chance infinite within reach. You gotta miss the masses to hit the ones that matter most. I gotta grip the ladders like I'm a molecular chaperone. The ones that hate me and berate me now just came around. I laid it down, their jaws dropping the floor. I'm up, I can't stand for nothing, I'm breaking ground. See, the thing is, I'm ready to it. Got a game plan and I'm running through it. Gotta stay fair cause I'm money fluent. Can I say the same for every other truant? Stuck on every other life, trying to do it right. Really is the blind, following the blind. Open up your eyes, come scared of dying.
Plotting everything ready, ride the plenty sedimentary. Meant to set the set for centuries. Spread the message of a presence so expressive, just a second. Listen on you to me, call it out brutally. Watching a throne, see this be my eulogy. Painting a movie scene, shaping so beautifully, eh? What else do we gotta say? People be losing their brain. Doctor prescribing the strains. Caution the damage is strange. Dealt in nefarious ways. Dug in the depths and embedded a quest. Tugging a mess that he's hardcore and fest. I guess all these questions had him feeling less. Back up in school, he's acting like Jester. He's acting like Jester.
Since you're young, get surrounded by sheep. Fuck me, not from New Zealand. Smoking on none of that green. Puff weed, comfortably breathing.
It's hectic. That beat is so hard. That's probably one of the hardest beats I've made. That's crazy. So we made that. We wrote that verse. I feel like I could probably deliver my verse a little bit better, probably. And you know, the mix, I could probably get it to sit a little bit nicer. I feel like, you know, when you write something and record it in the same session, it's hard to get the mix, you know, perfect. So, you know, you got to listen to it a couple of times, make a few notes, come back to it. But I mean, bro, the beat is so hard. Tiga killed it on that hook. That's gonna be a crazy track when it's finished. And then we had a bit more time, so I'd played this beat over the weekend a couple of times just to see if we want to ride to it. Obviously, the vibe was there. Sick beat. I just rearranged it so that the vocal that you're about to hear was the hook. We sat down, wrote the whole thing in, I don't know, maybe like an hour, and recorded it down. I feel like it is still a little bit rough, like the other ones. I feel like we'll probably make the mix a bit better, and I could probably redo a couple of parts a bit better in terms of delivery as well. But this one's super nice as well.
I just wanna get closer to you.
I just wanna know your mind. That is gonna be your ride. I just wanna know your mind. Human. Slow mo for most of this moment, so I can take it in or don't own it. I'm more than the memory of you already. Can't let it fade so soon, unsteady. Why do I focus on this upsetting? Why do I focus? Why do I focus on this upsetting? Why do I focus on this up? Why do I focus on this?
Wanna get closer, the more that I try, more that I do, I cannot deny. More that it seems, emotive but mind is making a mural from memories and lives. Measure the movement by the love inside. Every moment with you feels alive. Some for the special, I never deprive. My feelings for you on the top like the glide.
I just wanna know your mind. That is gonna be your ride. I just wanna know your mind. Human.
Barely even used to these loose ends, and I never wanna bring excuses. My trauma doesn't leave, it just refuses. My anxiety comes from my mood swings. Who's him? Someone who is growing through his new skin. You bring a new him, your grin feeds him more than you know. More than the closeness in the person could show.
Wasted, feeling wasted. Face it, gotta face it. Taste it, I can taste it. I just can't replace it.
I just wanna get closer to you. I just wanna get closer to you. Myself, you.
Wow, that RJ's harmonies and stuff in this second verse is crazy. I feel like we could probably just work on the structure of it and just make it more concise conceptually, and make it really clear like what we're talking about. I feel like we could be more universal or like uniform when it comes to the things that we're talking about. I think I'll probably listen to his verse a bit more and change maybe some stuff that I wrote about in the second verse. I'm not so sure. But man, a lot of feeling. I really like it. See, you look through here, right, and there's heaps of tracks. Like we've got 47 items for the month of June, and it's the 30th. Is there 31 days in June? No, it's the last day of June. June recap episode. And like, don't get me wrong, like there's good tracks in here, but I don't know what it is, man. I feel like maybe it's because I just haven't dropped stuff in a while, but I feel like, when you're sitting on music, for me, it feels like specific songs tend to stand out less and less as you have more and more unreleased stuff. So like the more I sit on it, the more I feel like I come to question it and just think like, yeah, it's good, but I could do better. You know what I mean? And it like when I'm in a habit of dropping regularly, whether it's the best I could possibly do or not, I feel like, and I don't know if it's necessarily even the case, but I feel like I make better stuff, or at least it's better relative to the smaller stockpile of songs that I have unreleased. So there's just that. But man, I feel like I have hits like just inside me that are waiting to be written. I just have to figure out how to lure them out. But man, like these are great tracks, and I'll release them. I think at some point when I work on them a bit more and have them more in a finished stage. But yeah, I just feel like I've some like universally incredible music. Like I'm starting to understand songwriting and simplicity and what a hit sounds like and how to have something land so that a large majority of people can understand what you're talking about and relate to it. You know what I mean? I just feel like I have some really deep shit that I could connect with a lot of people on. And I feel like that's just what this journey is, you know what I mean? Through and through. I guess one of the songs similar to Human, and fun fact, like this track's on a YouTube beat, and that Human beat that you just heard was my attempt to potentially recreate this beat from this song that I'm about to play you. You know, to switch it out so I didn't have to use the YouTube beat or like, you know, pay for a license, which I'll probably end up doing anyway because this beat fits the song so well. But yeah, fun fact. Anyway, this one's in a similar vibe and I feel like it just works really well.
Help me, baby. Can you kiss me, maybe? Help me, baby. Can you try to save me? Help me, baby. Can you kiss me?
And it's not often I do 3-minute songs as well, so this one doesn't feel like it either. It's crazy.
Help me, baby.
Yeah, I know you're at work right now, so you can't quite talk, but I really need to hear your voice before all hits the floor. I know you're at work right now, so you can't quite talk. All hits the floor, yeah, all hits the floor. Yeah, I made a couple bad decisions, now I'm broke as dirt. I'm maxing all of my limits, and you help me to float. I kinda feel less of a man for the fact that I don't understand. I'm wearing my heart on my hands, but it never seems to go to plan. So help me help you, help me find a way through, cause I'm all out of clues, and it's got me blue. Like I need any more doubts, got plenty to pull me through. Got plenty to pull. I know you're at work right now, so you can't quite talk, but I really need to hear your voice before all hits the floor. I know you're at work right now, so you can't quite talk. All hits the floor, yeah, all hits the floor.
Help me, baby. Can you kiss me, maybe? Help me, baby. Can you try to save me? Help me, baby. Can you kiss me, maybe? Help me, babe. Help me, babe. Help me, babe. Help
I know you're at work right now, so you can't quite talk, but I really need to hear your voice before all hits the floor. I know you're at work right now, so you can't quite talk. All hits the floor, yeah, all hits the floor. And the truth is that I really can't talk, cause I feel like the shame has got me by the balls. Like maybe I'll let you astray, I let myself lie to myself every day. I say that I'm okay, that I'm fine, you know that I'm lying. Help me, baby. Can you kiss me, maybe? Help me, baby. Can you try to save me? Cause I know you have work right now, so you can't quite talk, but I really need to hear your voice before all hits the floor. I know you have work right now, so you can't quite talk. All hits the floor, yeah, all hits the floor. I know you have work right now, so you can't quite talk, but I really need to hear your voice before all hits the floor. I know you're at work right now, so you can't quite talk.
Help me, babe. Help me, babe.
Yeah, all hits the floor.
Help me, babe. 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 Help me, babe.
You know what I mean? Like I just feel like there's so much emotion and it's almost untapped. You know what I mean? Like the potential is really high, but it's just not there. You know what I mean? It's so close, but no cigar.
Gotta keep my eyes on the prize, I'ma never switch sides cause I'm mining for diamonds. Dropping jams in alignment, born with the pressure when the heat in my climate. Gotta keep my eyes on the prize, I'ma never switch sides cause I'm mining for diamonds. Dropping jams in alignment, born with the pressure when the heat in my climate. Conditioning has made us fear the pain and run away from destiny. It's not the same as laziness, it's not the stain. You'll find your mission in the stray of castaway and trepidation. May you find a spark in these words, but no, it's not the destination.
I feel like there's probably too many lows in my vocal. It's a bit muddy.
Comfortable, I've reached the peak. A couple little pleasure seeks will be enough to take me. Sweet temptation on my tongue so sweet. My fate will be the reason I decide speaking to turn. I've taken all the leisure that this place could have to learn how to burn all the photo albums, memories, all the history that I've learned, all the times and ways I've lied, and all the trenches that I've searched in hopes I'll find my way through. Mind up to the entrance of this verse can hold me victim to your. Gotta keep my eyes on the prize, I'ma never switch sides cause I'm mining for diamonds. Dropping jams in alignment, born with the pressure when the heat in my climate. Gotta keep my eyes on the prize, I'ma never switch sides cause I'm mining for diamonds. Dropping jams in alignment, born with the pressure when the heat in my climate. My ego's inflated, I forgot who I was. My point of view invaded, watch it come from above. Beliefs were all dictated, now I'm coming for blood. The rage was integrated with the way that I loved. My ego's inflated, I forgot who I was. My point of view invaded.
Yeah, I feel like I could go crazy on that drop, but yeah. I really like this track. This might be the last one I play.
How the hell it ever get like this? Roll away and shed the pain like this. Grow to gain and build my strength like this. Really came from nothing, I create like TV series, I would thrash them out. No believer in a fight, I never smash them out. That's a lie, that's all I speak, so that can add to count. I think of living premium, not paying for no ads account. Didn't have a place back then. Smoking weed into a Willie's around days I spent. Not a care in the world, still I hate my friends. Cause everybody against me, I'm forced to play defense. I'm deluded, the trouble speaking fluent. I listen to the music, all my actions were influenced. Never showing up to school, still taught lessons like a student. Probably more than what they ought to get. I'm forming up a blueprint to succeed. From all this blood that I've leaked, I've been so vulnerable that I've peaked. I'm reaching for the summit cause each plummet got a creek. To lean on the reflection and be the best version that I can be. Up in the hell and back crawling. No chip up on my shoulder, move a boulder, going all in. And all the watches forming. But these people keep on talking, either haven't seen the growth or they choosing to ignore it.
Shit, like fuck you talking about like we get too intimate, confessing then we sin again. No love lost, I'm just trying to find these right words like a synonym. Now I don't care about what you say, cause I got too much here on my plate. Studio on my day off, fired up like I'm laid off. Turn it on then I take off, rinse repeat and then make gosh. I used to sit there and think about what they would think of me, that let me pissed off. Now I be doing whatever the fuck that I wanna do, bucket of shit getting ticked off. Big dog, fuck you saying a million in Instagram comment. Imagine if I died tomorrow and got made a list of the shit I accomplished. Would I be satisfied? What would I do if she showed me the promise is broken? I put my ass in again and we smoke on this plug, gonna go like I'm George.
Let's be honest, I had to weed out distractions, they call it. These serpents sleeping out, talking first like a weapon to bomb it. Homicide on the old and me on illogical comment. They call me crazy, I lost it, but always banking on profit. Forever got better myself, letting my efforts compress the bell. Veteran yes, I'm a veteran yes, having plenty of melody sit on my shelf like no making, just creating trust. How the hell did it ever get like this? Run away and shed the pain like this. Go to gain and build my strength like this. Really came from nothing, I create like. How the hell did it ever get like this? Run away and shed the pain like this. Go to gain and build my strength like this. Really came from nothing, I create like.
Hectic. Man, I snapped on the production for that one. That's hectic. I don't know. I feel like that's where I'm pretty much at right now. I guess June's over. We're definitely past the halfway point of the year. Maybe we could think about some things that I want to accomplish in the next couple of months and then until the rest of the year. I guess the next couple of months, man, I want to fucking just dial in the music. Dude, if I could have 20 tracks stockpiled, finished, ready to go, start rolling out the first 3, content, in talks with a distribution company, with some marketing consulting, working with a cinematographer. We can get all those chips aligned, stacked. I feel like we could really do some damage, make a splash. Man, I just really I want to make good stuff, you know what I mean? And I want to have that reach the right people and, connect and make an impact. So that's definitely my focus as an artist for the next couple of months. Definitely, bro, by the end of the year, I want to be full time in 2026. That's going to be my goal. I'm going to be full time by 2026. I've got 5 months to start building up a revenue stream, an income stream. I'm trying to launch. I've been saying this for so long, but I have technically launched my studio as a business. I guess the next couple of things that I've got to do, I've just got to make the announcement and start promoting the fact that I do it. Like, no one knows, I don't think. So I've got heaps of plans for content that I'm going to make regularly. I just, haven't done it. And I'm always, man, maybe I am just like a fraud. Because all of these excuses I don't think I'm beholden to, I totally am to some degree. Like, I'm kind of waiting for the perfect opportunity to launch it, to start, to post it, to say I'm doing it, when I could just do it. Say that we're open for business. Start hitting people up. Yeah, man. It's just a lot to juggle. I feel like far out. Maybe this next month or so I'll be really good. I'll be able to actually dial in a few nights at the studio. I'm really just fucking focus 100% of my effort on getting this shit off the ground, because I feel like that's what it's going to take to just, build some momentum and get things moving in the right direction. But lots of big things. Like I mentioned, I'm talking to a cinematographer, Tahi, who was a friend of Kira's dad, like a work colleague. He love his energy. We had one conversation on the phone. He's really excited. Which honestly I feel like is the hardest part. If you get someone who is passionate about what they do and you can kind of align on some sort of vision, then man, you can go gangbusters. When I spoke to Matt, we seemed super aligned just strategically. So he was going to check out the music as he was, over the weekend. I haven't spoken to him yet, but maybe I should send him an email tomorrow just to confirm he got everything and stuff. But like, things are always happening. The cogs are turning in the background, and like, I feel like God, even if you don't see it in the moment, is always doing things in the background. You know what I mean? You just have to be patient and just have faith and lean into it. Take risks and try and spread positive energy as much as you can. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I can say. Like, I really am trying my best, and I'm not giving up. Like, there's not much more you can ask for, I guess. There's not much more you can do. Keep sticking around, keep putting the work in, keep showing up. Keep on keeping on, and eventually, you get to where you want to go. It's funny seeing Jake Paul fight fuck, I can't even say his last name. Chavez Jr. and beat him. Boxing talk, anyway. To see him go from a complete newbie and amateur in 6 years, and now he's on the road to become world champion. And I think, like, man, he's so focused and has so much belief that I mean, it'd be silly to bet against him, I think, at this point. And I feel like in so many ways, I resonate with that in so many ways. But just because like it's not as flashy and it's not on the front page of my fucking For You page or anyone else's for that matter, somehow it's less real or less valid or less like, I don't know, it just seems way less of a chance of me accomplishing what I'm trying to accomplish. I guess maybe that's because I haven't actually set a specific goal. I mean, I set the goal to become full-time by the end of the year. And if I keep speaking that into existence and putting the things in place to do so, then it'll happen. Because, I mean, if I'm going back to Jake, he wants to be world champion, and he's been saying that for a couple of months now. You just have to say it and repeat it and believe it. And I guess after a certain amount of times that you say it, you'll end up believing it. So, like, if you speak, you're kind of forced to act in a line with that goal, which will bring it into reality. Like, anyway, there's a million ways that I could explain how it works and that it can work, but I guess I'm justifying it to myself more than anything. Convincing myself, man, have some belief in yourself, man. This is quality control, checking in for signs of greatness. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, it's off the scale, face it. You were destined for more. Settling for less is wasting. All that potential you were given. You're the magnet. Why you chasing? This is quality control. Checking in for signs of greatness. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, it's off the scale. Face it. You were destined for more. Settling for less is wasting. All that potential you were given. You're the magnet. Why you chasing? Because I want it, man. That's why. Anyway, I'm going to call it there. Hope everyone has a blessed week, and I will see you next week. Hopefully some of these things have been solved. Hopefully I've made some ground, and hopefully we're a little bit closer to our goals. Everyone have a great week, and I will see you next time. Peace.